working at Google and Cisco and Snap as well at some point in your life. I'm curious, an average person, like let's say if anybody you would say, hey, would you leave a company like Google to start your own business? Most of the people would say no. So I'm curious to hear your thought process behind that, and even your thought process behind Wonsulting.
Yes, great question. So the question is this: if I didn't have Snapchat, Google, or Cisco on my headliner, and I had my own career consulting firm, would you believe that I could help people get into companies?
Probably not, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the reason why I've worked at Snapchat, Google, and Cisco is because of the name aspect. Unfortunately, we live in a world today where people base someone's perception or someone's character based off a company name, but that's how life is, right? So the reason why I worked in these three companies was because I wanted to work in each top company in software, hardware, and startup. What I did was I took the processes that I learned from these companies and I implemented them directly into Wonsulting. Because why reinvent the wheel when you can in fact simply go to a company that has been successful, is making billions of dollars per year, take the processes that aren't proprietary and put into your own company, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I think the mistake that people make is that they go into entrepreneurship and they go straight into it and they don't have a plan. They're just like, okay, I'm going to go try it out. I'm going to go build my own business. Okay, you can try that, right? But why not just go look at companies that are already successful and sort of replicate it? So the example that I always say is like, if you're trying to open up a poke shop, like Poke's seafood, right? How would you open it up? How would you know how to run the operations or management? You'd work at another poke store first, be an employee, because then you get to see the internal process of everything of how it works, how the food is distributed, etc. Put into your own company. And so that is the reason why I've worked at all three of those companies, because for Snapchat, I worked for user operations, which was basically communicating with customers, which I do for Wonsulting. For Google, I did ads, so how to scale out ads in order to basically go to different markets, which I do for Wonsulting in the future. And then Cisco's community building. How do you build community? And that's exactly what I do for Wonsulting too, as well with our groups. And that is the strategy behind each one. Yeah, people all the time ask me, Jonathan, why have you left all these companies? Like, I would want to stay there forever. These people are usually the people that have never worked there. It's because they have this perceptions, that personal branding aspect of these companies that then depicts how a person is. And unfortunately, the world is like that.